evening, Guyana, and welcome to the HGP TV Sports Pulse for today, Monday, September 22nd, 2025. We begin tonight with hockey. Action resumed in the National Junior Hockey Tournament at the National Gymnasium on Saturday. The first match was a 2-2 draw in the boys under 17 category as GCC's Kayson Gomes and Fernandes, as well as SHC Sigma's Oswald Fraser and Aaron each scored one goal for their respective sides. Match number 2 was a 2-0 victory for the SHC Sensations in the girls under 17 category as both Arian Khan and Kairya Scott each scored one goal, while match number 3, also in the girls under 17 category, was a walkover victory for Old Fort against No-Show's Hikers Junior Jets. Match number 4 in the boys under 21 category was a 4-1 victory for Old Fort against the GCC Spartans as Simeon, Deon, Nkosi, Saul and Yonnick, Norton each scored one goal in a winning effort. Match number 5 in the boys under 17 category produced 6 goals as SHC Sigma defeated the Hikers Hatchets 5-1 on the back of a masterful performance from Oswald Fraser, who scored all 5 goals for the winning side. Payne scored once in a losing effort. Match number 6 in the boys under 17 category was a 4-0 victory for the GCC Outlaws against Old Fort on the back of a magnificent hat-trick from Shane Sargent as Fernandes scored once in a winning effort. In match number 7, Kitana Percival led the way with 5 scintillating strikes as the Old Fort girls defeated the GCC Spartans in the under 17 category. Match number 8 was played in the boys under 21 category with Old Fort defeating SHC's S-Team 3-1. Simeon, Shaquan Favorite and Yonnick Norton each scored once in a winning effort as Saints' only goal, which was actually the first in the match, was scored by Christian Greaves. In match number 9, Rebecca Ferreira struck the only goal in the match as the GCC Spartans defeated Saints 1-0 in the girls under 21 category. And match number 10, the final match of Saturday, was a 2-2 draw in the boys under 21 category as GCC Outlaws Lucas Sargent scored a double and SHC's S-Teams Baraka Garnett and Jabari Level each scored once. More games were played on Sunday, the first result being a walkover victory for SHC Sensations against the Hikers Junior Hatchets. The second match produced a 5-0 victory for Old Fort against the GCC Spartans in the girls under 17 category as star performer Kitana Percival scored 4 goals and Tanash Henry won in a winning effort. In match number 3, Christian Viapri, Fernandes and Shane Sargent each scored once as the GCC Outlaws defeated Old Fort 3-0 in the boys under 17 category. Match number 4 was a high-scoring encounter in the boys under 17 category as SHC Sigma defeated the Hikers 5-2 on the back of doubles from Aaron Abraham and Ezekiel Moses. Since it's Oswald Fraser as well as Hikers Zion Scott and Payne each scored 1 goal. Match number 5 was keenly contested in the boys under 21 category and produced 8 goals as SHC's S-Team defeated GCC Outlaws 5-3. Saints' Keelan Cummings and GCC's Vladimir Woodruff each scored brilliant hat-tricks as both Jabari Level and Baraka Garnett scored once in a winning effort. In match number 6, Old Fort defeated Hikers Hatchets in the boys under 17 third place playoff match as Tyrese Benz scored the only goal in the match. Match number 7 was a 1-1 draw in the girls under 17 final, which had to be decided on penalties after SHC Sensations Kairya Scott and Old Fort's Kitana Percival each scored for their respective sides. Old Fort would then claim victory and the title, winning the penalty shootout 3-2. Meanwhile, the final of the boys under 17 category was also decided on penalties after a 2-2 draw between GCC Outlaws and the SHC Sigma as Fernandes, Aldo Melendez, Fayan Mohammed and Ezekiel Moses each scored once for their respective sides. SHC Sigma would then hold their nerve to win the title, beating the Outlaws 4-2 in the penalty shootout. The girls under 21 title went to Saints as Chalita Webb scored the only goal in the match to defeat the GCC Spartans. Meanwhile, Old Fort took the under 21 boys title as Yonnick Norton scored a clutch hat-trick and Shaquan Favorite a double to deliver a crushing 6-2 victory against the SHC's S-Team. Moving into some domestic football, action resumed in the Elite League 2025 at the National Training Center in Providence on Saturday. The first match was a commanding 6-0 victory for the Ghana Police Force FC against Ansgrove United. Naron Barrow scored a double as Nicholas MacArthur, Carl Griffith, Ryan Hackett and Jamar Harrigan each scored 1 goal in a winning effort. In the second fixture, Manila secured a 2-1 victory over the Fruta Conquerors as Arlen Brown scored twice and Simeon Level scored once in a losing effort. Action continues in the Elite League tonight with 2 fixtures also at the National Training Center in Providence. The Ghana Defence Force FC will go up against the Mainstay Gold Stars in the first match as the Western Tigers are slated to take on Santos in the second fixture. And finally, we conclude with cricket. CPL 2025 has come to a spectacular close. The final two matches in this season's Caribbean Premier League were played at the Ghana National Stadium in Providence on Friday and Sunday. In the first match, defending champions St. Lucia Kings removed themselves from contention after losing to four-time title holders Trinbago Knight Riders by 56 runs. Batting first after being sent in, TKR amassed a total of 194 for 4 off of their allotment of 20 overs. Alex Hales top scored with 58 unbeaten from 44. Kyron Pollard scored 35 from 26, and player of the match Nicholas Poole ran an impactful knock of 50 from 32, as Roston Chase, Kyrie Pierre and Alzari Joseph each picked up 1 wicket for the Kings. When the Kings responded despite a valiant 57 from 40 from Tim Seifert, they were restricted to just 138 for 8 from their allotment of 20 overs as a result of some brilliant bowling from Usman Tariq, who took 435 from his 4 overs to ensure the Knight Riders would advance to the finals against the Warriors on Sunday. The finals lived up to all expectations as a sold-out crowd turned up to witness a low-scoring thriller between two of the biggest arch rivals in franchise sport. Warrior Nation fans are now holding their leadership accountable as TKR claimed their 5th title. Many questioned the decision by Captain Imran Tahir to win the toss and bat, since 25 of the 44 matches previously played at Providence had been won by chasing targets. Usual heavy lifters in the tournament, Quinton Sampson, Shea Hope and Shimron Hetmeyer all failed with the bat, as Surab Netravalkar picked up 3 for 25 and Akil Hussain 2 for 26 to limit the Warriors to just 130 for 8 off of their allotment of 20 overs. Iftikhar Ahmed top scored with 30 from 27, Ben McDermott 28 from 17 and Dwayne Pretorius 25 from 18 to keep the Warriors in the fight. When TKR responded, questions were also asked about the management of the Warriors bowlers. Many believe that Shamar Joseph, who picked up 2 for 9 from his 3 overs, should have been the first seamer introduced into the attack ahead of Romario Shepherd. Captain Tahir, he picked up 3 for 34 and Dwayne Pretorius 2 for 21 as Colin Monroe, Alex Hales, Sunil Narayan and Kyron Pollard all got into the 20s to see TKR to a 3-wicket victory and record a 5th CPL title. The player of the match was awarded to Akil Hussain and Kyron Pollard was awarded the player of the tournament. That's it for this edition of the HGP TV Sports Pulse. I'm DELWIN NEBLETTE reminding you to stay in the game.